Hi everybody, my name is Seth K Bani and today I'm going to show you how to create this stunning wedding anniversary flyer. But before we do that, I want you to just give me a like this video guys. The more you like this video, the more this video gets more views and the more people get to see it. It really helps me a lot. I want you to do me that favor, like this video. I want you to give this video 100 likes. Alright, so let's just go into Photoshop and then let's continue with our tutorial. We are going to go to file menu, we're going to click on new, and then we are going to input the details over here. I want you to set it to 2000, set here to 2000, set here to pixels 300 over here, and then I want you to also set here to color, RGB color 8-bit. Let's call it wedding anniversary, and then click on create, and that is it. Now I want you to go to view and then go to new guide layout, set here to 8, set here to 8, click on rows and columns here, and that is it. Click on OK. We are done with our columns, everything is set. Now we want to start with the background as well, and the background we are going to pick this particular background and drag it into Photoshop, and then we are going to leave it. Now I want you to also drag it until every side is occupied nicely like this. It shouldn't be out of proportion. Hold the shift key or the alt key depending on the version of Photoshop you are using, and once you do that, I want you to now go to filter, and I want you to go to blur, and I want you to go to Gaussian blur. We want to blur it a little bit so that everything you're going to put on it will stand out. We don't want the background and then the foreground to compete for attention, and so we are going to set here to 19.4 and then click on OK as well. Now the next thing we are going to do is to bring in some exposure, because the text we are going to put on it is going to be light or kind of bright, and we don't want the background to also be bright. The two of them have to be, there has to be some contrast between them. So I'm going to drag the exposure down to -0.9 and then leave it like that. And then also I'm going to bring some solid colors in there just to create a vignette. Give it black, and then set the opacity down to maybe around 50 or 60%, and then click over here on the white mask. Go and pick your brush, set here to color black, go to the brush here, choose a soft round brush, hardness to 0, opacity and flow to 0, and then make sure your caps lock is off. Increase the size of your brush, and then just click there, okay. I think this is great. So you can see there's some vignettes around it. It's good. Now we can put it in a group, and then we can call it BG, just like that. But I still feel like we need to add one more thing to it, because the subject we are going to add to it, I want some red, some little bit of red to be in the background. It looks too greenish, and so I'll go to hue and saturation, and then just the hue, I'm going to drag the hue down a little bit, just this point, just like that. We have some little reddish inside there, and that makes it quite better. Now I want us to bring some light in here as well. Let's create a new layer, and then pick our brush tool and set here to color white, and then it shouldn't even be color white. Let's choose that color, no, any color, but it should be here, maybe yellowish color or orange color. Just choose this part of it. Set your caps lock off, and then decrease the size of your brush and hit the middle here, and then go and set it to linear dodge. Duplicate it, click on your move tool, and then move it up like that. Now I'm doing this because I want to further separate the background from the image or whatever we are going to put on it. Now I'm going to call the two of them lights. Now you also want to bring in the image. Let's drag them in there, and then let's release them, and then let's drag it like that. Great. Let's make sure they are in the middle of the lines like that. Awesome. And then let's maybe bring them a little bit more. Enter. Now let's put them in a group, and then let's call it images. Now we also want to bring in our petal, and this I'm going to drag here until it hits there. I'm going to drag this side until it hits here too, and then okay, I'll drag the second one as well, drag it in there, drag it till it hits the last corner, drag here until it hits the last corner as well. Now click on enter. I'll pick this one as well, drag it in there, drag it here until it hits this side, drag this here until it hits that side, but I'm going to drag this one underneath the image. Okay, shouldn't be inside, should be underneath the image. Then I'll call this one petals. I'll call these two petals. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So it feels like the petals are going round them. I feel like it's quite better and it looks quite realistic a little bit. Let's bring in some text and let's type their name there. Let's go and let's pick their name, Mr. and Mrs. Richmond Rain. Let's paste it there, and then let's open this. Now we are going to set the font size to 22. It's too big. 22 is too big. Control T. Let's experiment with it. Okay, so I feel like this is great. 13 is quite great. And then Control H. Let's keep it here. Now go to paragraph and make sure it is middle aligned. Great. And then go here. Also set it to Montserrat. Set here to medium. And then I want you to set here to 0. And then over here at the scale over here, set it to 110. And then come click and change it to color black. Now I want you to zoom in and then scroll like that. Let's create a rectangular shape around it. That way we can be able to see it clearly. Let's create it like that. Awesome. And then let's close it. Let's drag the rectangle beneath it. And then because we want to, everything has to be properly aligned carefully and beautifully. So what we want to do is hold Control, click on enter actually, hold Control and click over here on the thumbnail. Now there's going to be a selection around the rectangle. I want you to click over here on the name and then click on the move tool and then click over here in the middle here, click over here in the middle here. It will align it perfectly for you. Control D to deselect it, and now it looks equally, I mean it looks very well placed, and this looks like a work of a professional. Let's put it in a group. Control G to put it in a group. Let's call it Mr. Mrs. Awesome. Let's duplicate it and then let's drag it up. Now let's open it. Let's go and bring in head pastors. Double click it and then I want you to paste it. Now we are going to change the color. Head pastors here, I want you to click it, click over here and choose this. Awesome. Now I also want you to come and click over here. We want to make it quite bold, and then also remains color white. Remember, color black, guys, don't forget that. Now let's close it, but the color over here we need to change it. We need to make sure it blends nicely with the background and everything. We are using two colors, right? You can see that the colors, this color is in the background. Now you can also see green in the background, so it makes sense to also use green. I'm going to choose 81ED69 and then I'll click on OK, and then Control T. Then I'll try and then bring it together like that. Awesome. Let's see. Alright, now let's drag it up a little bit. Let's see how it looks like. It looks quite great, but I'm dragging it a little bit inside this, and I'll close it. And what I want to do is I want to, let's call it head pastors. I want to double click it and play with the drop shadow a little bit, and so I'll click on the drop shadow and then I'll set it to normal, set it to color black, opacity 55%, angle 90, distance 6, spread 0, size 24, and then come here and then choose which one are we choosing. Let's choose this far distance one, this one. Choose the contour, this particular one. Once you choose it, you are good, and then let's click on OK. It will create it subtle like this for us. Secondly, we want to click over here again on the rectangular tool and create a very thin line. Now make sure the stroke is off. Go to the fill, set it to color white. You can click here to access the color if color white is not there. And then Control H for our lines to show. Control T, and then guys, try and then move the line. Make sure it is middle aligned like that. Enter. Let's drag it up a little bit more. We also want it to be underneath the names. Duplicate it and then set it up as well. Guys, if your mouse is moving things that it shouldn't be moving, is because your auto select is on. Click on auto select and turn it off. Okay, that will help you a little bit. Now let's bring it here. And what I want to do is I want to click on this and then pick this side all the way here. I'm using my eyes as a gauge. Then I can click on the mask and then to mask it out. Now one way or the other, I feel like it's not really straight. I click on Mr. and Mrs. Control T and see how it looks like. I can see it is not really aligned well. I need to drag it to the middle here. Awesome. I also click on head past this. I can see it's not really middle aligned well. I'll drag it to the middle. Guys, this is very important, guys. This separates the seniors from the juniors. So, guys, I want you to do this. I want you to incorporate this. Make sure everything is well aligned. It's aligned. That is also aligned. Okay, so I'll put these lines also in a group and I'll call them lines. So we are done with the names. I feel like the name over here is a little problem with it. What I'm going to do is I'll click on head past this, hold Control and click over here on the rectangle, click over here on the head past this, select it, and then click on my move tool, and then click here. Let me see. Click here as well. Let me see. All right, I knew there was something wrong over there. Okay, I have developed the eyes over the years, so Control and click on this one as well. Click over here. Make sure you select this. Click on the move tool. Click here, and then click here as well. That one is good. So let's close it. I feel like we are done with the names. The next thing I want us to do is to bring in our logo, and to do that we are going to choose our ellipse tool, and then we are going to create an ellipse over here like that. Let's click on our move tool so that we can move it around over here like this. Okay, Control H for it to show. Now you can see it over here. That means I also need to bring this in there. I'm trying to make it almost the same. So that means this also has to be in here because it's an alignment and it has to be equal. The weight on each side has to be the same. Okay, I intentionally placed this here, so I have to also put this here as well. If it goes here, it's going to distort it a little bit, but it looks equally where it's on that shoulder. It needs to be on that shoulder too. Okay, now you don't need to get it perfect, but you need to make an attempt to do it like that. And then let's drag it on top of the headmasters. Let's go here. Let's click on U, and then let's go set the fill to no fill. The stroke, let's set it to color white. Let's set the fill to 3, and then enter. Now I want you to duplicate it by clicking on Ctrl J and then Ctrl T to transform it, and then let's bring it in a little bit and then click on enter. Now I want you to take off the stroke. I want you to go for the fill, set the fill to this particular color I'm about to give you, which is 66C64B. Click on enter. It's going to fill it like that. Ctrl J to duplicate it again, Ctrl T to transform it, and then bring it in a little bit more. Click on enter. Click on U for these options to show. Go to the fill, set the fill to color white, and then we have it like this. Now I want you to click on the middle one, which is the color green. Okay, create a new layer over there, and then right click that layer and then create clipping mask. Good. Now I want you to come and pick your brush over here, and then come hold Alt and pick the color here. Now go to the colors down here and then come and pick somewhere in the middle here like that. Click on Alt key. Make sure your caps lock is off so you can see the brush size. Decrease it a little bit and then brush in there like that. It creates a very subtle effect I really like. Now let's come here on the first ellipse, and then let's go and pick our logo and drag it in there. Release it, and then let's just resize it. Drag it in there like that. Click on enter, right click it, and then create clipping mask as well. You want to make sure the logo falls in the middle of everything. Use your eye to gauge it, because you are a pro graphic designer, so you can do that for me. Now put everything in a group, and then let's call it logo. So we are done with our logo too. Let's see, check the whole composition. Everything looks well put, I believe so. Let's type wording here. Let's go and pick wording. Ctrl C to copy it. Click on your text tool and type wording. Now open it. We want to use a particular font. The font is called Glitter. I'm going to leave the font and the source files together with the PSD in the description. Guys, you haven't liked this video yet, please do like this video for me, and also comment down below. I love you all. Let's continue. Now it's wording over here. We'll set here to regular. I feel like the font size is quite small, so I'm going to increase it a little bit. Maybe something like this will do. Yeah, something like this will do. Click on enter, and then I'm going to set to color. Well, we'll deal with the color later on. And bring it up a little bit, duplicate it, and then bring it down. And then I am going to pick anniversary, and then click there and paste it. So we are done with our anniversary too. Now let's zoom in. We want the anniversary and the wedding to be very close. How do you know they are close? When the tail of the jean here is almost touching the R, then they are kind of close. So this is great. I think this is great. Let's select both of them and let's give them this particular color code. Click over here. Let's choose F5C982. Click on OK. Now this looks very creamish. It's good because we want to create a golden effect with it. So this is perfect. Let's Ctrl G to put it in a group. Let's call it wording Ani. Okay, just a shortcut for it. Now I want you to click on your text tool again and type here, and then go and pick celebration of God's goodness, and then paste it there. Great. Click on your move tool and just move it in there a little bit, but I feel like it's kind of too big, and also the font is kind of repetitive. I don't want it to be the same font we are using for the theme, so let's go and pick Montserrat, and then Montserrat, let's change the font color to color white to bring in more contrast in there. And then I think the font is also quite big. Let's reduce it. So Ctrl T, and then let's reduce it a little bit. The contrast is very beautiful, and then let's drag it in there like that. Okay, so we are done with it, or we are not done, guys. Make sure the horizontal scale here is 110, and then also make sure here is 0. Okay, and then click on it. Let's see what else can we do to it. I think that is all. Now we want to come back to the wording anniversary. I want to double click it, and then I want us to work on the layer style. So we are going to start first with the embossment, or that's what we are going to actually do. Everything is set for here, but I want you to see what I did. Set here to inner bevel, set here to chisel hard, set the depth to 868. Set the direction to up, the size set it to 152, the soften set it to 2, the angle 90, altitude 30. Come here and then choose this contour for it, and then set the highlight mode to screen and choose color white. Now come here to the shadow mode, choose it to multiply, and then come here, you want to type 85B1F, 85B1F for it, and then click on OK, and then click on OK, and that is it. It's to create this effect for you. Let's close it. Now let's put both of them in a group, and then let's call it theme. So we are done with the theme as well. Now we want to make sure everything is well put. We want to make sure everything is at the right place. I feel like there's too much lightning over here. Let's go to the light. I feel like there's too much light there. What do you think, guys? Am I hallucinating? Let's drag it up like that. Just a little bit of it will do. And I think the one down here, let's increase it a little bit more. And that is it. So now it looks quite realistic. But then I still feel like we need to make it more animated. Let's bring in this one and drag it in the another petal, but I specifically designed it for the top. So let's drag it like that until it fills everything. So you can see it makes the lighting more interesting. Makes it more interesting. Now, we want to make sure everything is at the right place. Okay, now even though anybody can put text on a screen and just see, you know, they've designed something, but we want to do it as professionals. Everything has to be a meaning. So Control H to bring our lines, and then we want to start with the, which one is theirs? But we'll come back to you later on. We don't have time right now. Okay, so it's part of the petals. Let's drag it in. The image first, the image. Control T. You can see the image falls in the middle there. I love it. Achieved, good. Let's go to Mr. and Mrs. Control T. I can see it's in the middle here, good. Kind of doing auditing. Control T again. Also in the middle here, good. The logo is here. Maybe I'll drag the logo in a little bit more. The theme, let's go up. We have 2 text or 3 of them over there, and we want to make sure each and every single one of them is well put, so or is at the right place. So let's click on wedding. Control T. Wedding is not aligned well. See, this is what I don't like. You see, it's not good at all. Let's go anniversary. Let's also put it here. Now this is the reason why it wasn't nice. It's very subtle, guys. Like, it doesn't make your work look beautiful. Let's close it, and then celebration. Control T, and then let's also put it in the middle here, and then enter. Now you can see the Y is touching it. I don't really like it, so I'm going to decrease it a little bit more so that I can conceal it. Maybe I'll even drag it here. Nobody will actually notice it a little. Well, a person who has a graphic design eyes can see it. But once I drag it in there, it looks like it's part of the whole mix. It can conceal the intention of everything. Let me see. No, it doesn't look good. Control. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Okay, so I'd rather do it like this. Okay, so I'll close it, and I think everything is great, but the lighting is everywhere. We need to really control the lighting a little bit, so we are going to use a curve for it. Okay, or a level, sorry, a level. And then I'd like to drag this here, not too much, just a little bit, maybe around 9 is good. Let's see. Great. And I also like to pull this one in there a little bit, just trying to control the light over there. Okay, so you can see now it's brought more colors and sacrificed most of the white. I think this is great. We can do more to it, guys. We can do more to it. I want you to create another layer here, and then go and pick your brush tool over there and come here and pick any of the, let's pick this color. Okay, this color. You can see this color picks over there. That's great. That color or any orange color, increase it a little bit. We are using a soft round brush. Click over here, and then I want you to come and set it to linear dodge, and then Control T. Let's try and then decrease it, and then drag it there, and just like that, I think we are done with it. Now Control Alt Shift E to merge everything into one layer, and then I want you to right click it and then convert it to a smart object. Now I want you to go to your filter over here and then click on it and go and pick raw camera raw filter, and then we'll make some small adjustments, just some minor mini adjustments to it that will make the colors pop a little bit, make it more interesting, and then that is it. Let's go to the basics, and then I think we should leave the basics a little bit. Let's make it maybe 3, just slightly. Drag the exposure down, drag the exposure down, drag the contrast up, drag the highlight up, drag the shadows down, drag the whites up, drag the black down a little bit and then go up. Everything is like that. We'll leave everything like this. Push the vibrance a little bit more, that's all. And then let's close basic. Okay, all right, let's close basic. I hope it didn't affect my work. Let's see. No, it didn't. Okay. Now let's go to effect. Okay, my graphics card is messing up. It can't really recognize it. Okay, the effect, we want to give it a green up to 7, and then we'll click on okay. And then let's watch what it does. It's very subtle, but it helps a lot. Okay, so we are going to maintain it like this, and then you're going to send it to our client. So guys, if you love this video, please remember to hit the bell icon and subscribe to this channel. I want you to give this video a like. Please do that for me. Would you do that for me? Give this video a like and just type any comment, maybe 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. You can type a whole sentence. I'll really appreciate it. Just type something for me and like this video. I love you all, guys. See you in the next tutorial.